All right, let's jump into this deep dive. We're tackling some pretty awesome marketing tech today, and we've got a ton of juicy info straight from AWS reInvent.
Yeah, we're talking commerce media networks, clean rooms, and generative AI.
It's going to be wild. Think way beyond just your average ads, though.
It's like businesses are creating these whole ecosystems, right? To give people these super personalized experiences.
Yeah, it's like almost having your own personal shopper, but online.
And like a concierge all rolled into one, too.
Right, on their platform. And get this, our source predicts that by 2028, this whole commerce media network thing will be a $130 billion market.
Wow.
Like, that's insane. That's the entire GDP of some countries.
It's not just about the money, though. It's about understanding how powerful personalization can be.
Yeah, for sure.
But there's this balance, right? You have to give people these tailored experiences without being too invasive, you know?
Yeah, exactly. You can't be creepy.
You got to respect customer privacy.
So how do you figure out what someone wants without feeling like Big Brother's watching?
Right.
Our source says that it all comes down to these things called unified customer profiles.
Okay.
It's like piecing together a puzzle, right?
Right.
You got all these bits of data, demographics, purchase history, even customer satisfaction. And it all comes together to help you understand each individual customer.
Right. So it's not just about collecting the data, but actually making sense of it all.
Yeah.
And that's where you get this thing called machine learning.
Okay.
And these algorithms go through those customer profiles, and then they recommend different products and content.
Oh, wow.
And it's all tailored, like fine-tuned to each person's needs.
That's so cool. And then on top of that, you add generative AI, right?
Yes.
And generative AI takes all of those recommendations and it makes them like super personalized. It's like, chatbots that know your travel style and how loyal you are as a customer to suggest the perfect trip.
Right.
Or emails recommending products based on like what you've been looking at online.
It really is like having a personal assistant who can just anticipate your every need.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
But this level of personalization obviously needs some seriously heavy-duty tech behind it, right?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
And that's where AWS services like clean rooms come in.
Okay.
So have you heard about clean rooms?
I have.
Okay, because they're like a magic trick. It's like, imagine this virtual meeting room where different companies can all work together to analyze data without ever actually sharing the raw data itself.
That's cool.
It's kind of wild, right?
Yeah.
So think about a company like Grab.
Okay.
They're a huge ride-sharing app in Southeast Asia.
Yeah.
And they want to understand how their users interact with their app, right? And how that kind of overlaps with the data from their partners.
Oh, interesting.
Like restaurants, delivery services, that kind of thing.
I see.
So clean rooms would allow Grab and its partners to pool their data insights, but like without actually exposing any raw data to each other.
That's great.
Even if their data is stored in different places.
Like Snowflake.
Yeah, exactly. So they can analyze these trends and behaviors without compromising anyone's privacy.
I love it.
And what's really cool is AWS Clean Rooms let you set specific rules.
Oh, okay.
So you can decide who analyzes the data, who sees the results, and how much detail everyone gets to see.
So it's all about maintaining control.
Right.
And transparency.
Exactly. So companies aren't just throwing data into this like black box.
Right.
They have complete control over how it's used, which builds trust, right? Not just between businesses, but also with their customers.
Yeah, absolutely.
Shows that they're being responsible with data and protecting everyone's privacy.
Yeah, and that's so important these days.
Definitely. And speaking of responsible data handling, AWS also has this other service called Entity Resolution.
I've heard of that one.
Have you? Okay, good. Well, it's like having a detective who pieces together all these little fragments of customer data into one single accurate customer record.
I like it.
Yeah. So no more duplicates or mismatched info, just a clear picture of each individual.
Like a perfectly organized filing cabinet for customer data.
Exactly. And it's super flexible too.
Oh, nice.
Businesses can pick from all these different matching methods.
Like what?
Like rules-based, machine learning-based, or even partner matching through companies like TransUnion and LiverWrap.
Oh, wow.
So they can find the perfect approach for what they need.
That's great.
It is. And remember Grab, our ride-sharing friend.
Yeah.
They've gone all in and moved their massive data operations to AWS.
That's a big move.
It is. We're talking 42 million monthly users.
Wow.
Generating terabytes of data every single day.
That's a lot of data.
Yeah, it's a ton. But it just shows how scalable and reliable AWS is.
Mm-hmm.
And what's fascinating is that Grab is all about hyper-personalization.
Okay.
They use demographics, purchase history, even customer satisfaction in their data models.
They're not just analyzing it, they're using it to create real, customized experiences.
Exactly. And it's clearly working for them.
How so?
Well, they've been able to differentiate their services, personalize offers, and even figure out new products to develop.
Oh, very cool.
They're really getting the most out of their data.
Good for them.
And their use of clean rooms has been a huge part of their success.
Right.
Because it lets them safely team up with partners and enrich their customer profiles without risking anyone's data privacy.
So everyone wins.
Exactly. But here's something even cooler.
What's that?
Grab's playing around with this new thing called Mystique. It's a generative AI tool
Oh, okay.
that automatically makes personalized content for their marketing campaigns.
Nice.
It's like having an entire marketing team working on autopilot,
Wow.
churning out these perfectly tailored social media posts, emails, and push notifications.
That's incredible.
It's like super fast too.
I bet.
Grab says that Mystique has cut down their content creation time by a crazy 98.5%.
Oh, way.
Yeah. It's insane. Imagine going from like writing a whole novel by hand
Right.
to just firing off a quick tweet.
That's the level of efficiency we're talking about.
Yeah. The efficiency is mind-blowing.
And that speed means they can be super agile and responsive, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Which is so key in today's world.
Totally. Okay, I think we need to catch our breath for a second.
Haha. Yeah.
We just covered a ton. We talked about commerce media networks and how important personalization is. We looked at how AWS clean rooms and entity resolution are totally changing data unification and secure collaboration.
For sure.
And we even got a glimpse of how powerful generative AI can be in creating hyper-personalized experiences.
Yeah, like Grab's Mystique, right?
Exactly. These technologies are seriously game changers.
They're reshaping how businesses interact with their customers.
It's kind of mind-blowing when you think about it.
It is.
It makes you wonder, like, if companies like Grab can do all of this, what could you do with these tools?
Oh, yeah, the possibilities are endless.
It's pretty exciting. So if you're like, whoa, I want to learn more, we'll share some resources later, like ebooks and stuff.
Perfect.
So you can really dig into AWS clean rooms and the world of data collaboration.
Sounds good.
This is just the beginning, though.
Oh, yeah.
The world of commerce media networks, clean rooms, and generative AI is moving so fast. We can't wait to see what happens next.
Me neither.
But for now, let's switch gears a bit
Okay.
and look at this from a slightly different angle.
Sounds good. It really is amazing how fast all this is changing.
I know, right?
Like, just a few years ago, we were all impressed by targeted ads.
Right.
And now we're talking about creating these unique experiences for literally everyone.
It's like the future's already here.
It kind of is.
And it makes you wonder, like, what's next? Where do we go from here with personalization?
That's the big question, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think it's all about how these different technologies work together.
Yeah.
It's not just clean rooms or generative AI on their own. It's about how they combine with other things, you know? Like edge computing and real-time data analysis.
So, like, even more personalized and faster.
Exactly. To create these, like, seamless and anticipatory experiences.
Anticipatory experiences, what does that even mean?
Well, imagine a system that doesn't just know what you like.
Yeah.
But it can also understand your situation and anticipate what you need.
Okay.
Like, let's say your fitness tracker realizes you haven't been sleeping well. And then it suggests a meditation session through your smart speaker
Oh, wow.
right before bed.
That's pretty cool.
Or your grocery app knows you're low on milk and automatically adds it to your next order.
Before you even realize you're out.
Exactly.
That's seamless, right?
Yeah, it sounds super convenient.
It is.
But it also makes you think, like, how much control do we actually have over these systems?
Right, that's a good point.
Like, are they working for us or are they, like, manipulating us?
That's a really important question to consider.
Because, you know, as this tech gets even more sophisticated, we have to make sure people still have control over their data and their experiences.
Right.
Transparency is key.
Definitely.
People need to understand how their data is being used and be able to say no if they want to.
So it's not just about building cool tech.
No.
It's about building it responsibly.
Yeah.
Finding that balance between innovation and, like, well-being.
Yes. And finding that balance takes a lot of conversation and collaboration.
Between who?
Well, between businesses, policymakers, and just everyday people.
Okay.
We need to figure out clear guidelines and regulations, you know, to make sure these technologies are used ethically and that they actually benefit society.
Seems like Grab is doing a good job of that so far.
Here,
balancing innovation and being responsible.
Yeah.
Like, they've shown that you can achieve great business results,
Right.
but still put customer privacy first and create personalized experiences that actually help their users.
They're a good example to follow.
Definitely. But, not every company is going to be as committed to that,
That's true.
to being responsible.
Yeah, we can't assume that.
We have to keep an eye on things and hold companies accountable
Absolutely.
about how they're using this powerful tech
For sure.
and make sure the personalization is actually empowering people
Right.
and not taking advantage of them.
Exactly. And that's why it's so important for people to understand this stuff. Like,
Yeah.
consumers need to be aware of the benefits and the risks of these technologies
Mhm.
so they can make informed choices about their data and how much personalization they're okay with.
So we've explored all the cool stuff that commerce media networks and generative AI can do.
We have.
And we talked about why responsible innovation is so important.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's time to shift gears again.
Okay, where do we go now?
Let's dive into how this technological revolution could impact creative industries.
Oh, that's interesting. Like art and music and writing.
Yeah, exactly. Because AI is getting so good at making content.
It really is.
It makes you wonder what's going to happen to human creativity.
Yeah. What does it mean for artists and writers?
Right, like, is AI going to replace them?
Or will it help them?
Yeah. Will it open up new ways of being creative?
Good questions.
It's something that a lot of people in those fields are thinking about.
I bet.
Some people are excited.
Huh?
They see AI as a tool that can help them work faster
Right.
and free up time to focus on the bigger picture.
The strategy and the concepts.
Exactly. But then other people are worried
About what?
that AI is going to take their jobs
Oh,
or that human creativity won't be valued as much.
it's complicated.
It really is. There are no easy answers.
No, there aren't.
But I think AI has the potential to both shake things up and make the creative industries even better.
I agree. It all comes down to how we use it.
So instead of being scared of AI,
Mm-hmm.
we should be figuring out how to work with it.
Yes. To make even more amazing content.
Exactly. Like, AI can handle the repetitive stuff, right?
Uh-huh, like analyzing data to find trends.
Yeah, and even coming up with initial drafts or ideas.
Right.
But it's still up to humans to bring the vision
The emotion.
and that unique human perspective.
That makes the content really connect with people.
It's like having a creative partner who helps you brainstorm and pushes you to think outside the box. But in the end, the human artist or writer is still in control
Right, they guide the creative process.
and give the work its own special voice and style.
That's where the real magic happens.
Totally. When human creativity and AI come together,
Uh-huh.
you can create things that are both personalized and really moving.
Absolutely. We can tell stories that connect with people on a deeper level.
Yeah, and create art that inspires people.
And build brands that feel authentic and meaningful.
It's pretty exciting to think about.
It is, but it also requires a different way of thinking.
Right.
We need to be open to what AI can do, but also remember how valuable human creativity is.
And find ways to work together.
Yes, blending the best of both worlds,
To create a future where technology makes us more creative.
not less.
Exactly.
I completely agree. It's about finding that sweet spot
Mm-hmm.
where humans and machines work together and
Yeah.
where everyone benefits.
And remembering that creativity isn't a competition.
right?
Like, just because AI is getting better, it doesn't mean human artistry has to disappear.
It could actually be a chance to push our creativity further than ever before.
I like that.
Yeah.
So as we figure all of this out,
Uh-huh.
let's not be afraid of AI.
No.
Let's be curious and collaborative.
Yes. Let's see what's possible.
Experiment with new ways of doing things.
And use AI to make our creative voices even stronger.
And connect with people in more meaningful ways.
That's a great way to put it.
So as we keep exploring this really interesting intersection of technology and creativity,
Mm-hmm. I want to leave you with something to think about.
okay?
We've talked a lot about how AI can personalize content,
Yeah.
but what if we could personalize the creative process itself?
Ooh, interesting.
Like, could AI tools empower anyone to become a creator?
Yeah, that's a really cool idea.
Yeah.
Like, we've been talking about AI personalizing the stuff we see and read and hear, but what if it could help us be more creative?
It's a pretty amazing thought. Imagine anyone, it doesn't matter what their skills are or where they come from,
Uh-huh.
they could use AI tools to make their ideas real.
So it's like you could create anything you can imagine.
Exactly. Like, you want to write a song, design a whole website, even make 3D animations, AI could help.
Without needing to learn all the complicated stuff
Oh.
or fancy software.
Yep. It could be like having a personal creative assistant. You just tell the AI what you want.
It takes care of the rest.
Yeah, all the technical parts. So you can focus on the creative stuff, like what's the story you want to tell?
Oh, that's awesome.
What emotions are you trying to bring out? What's the message?
That would make creating so much more accessible for everyone.
Right. It would be super democratizing. It could let people express themselves in ways they never could before.
And share their unique views with the world.
Exactly. And it's not just about individuals either.
What do you mean?
Imagine how much more collaboration and innovation we'd see. People from all walks of life, all using these tools to create together. We could have all these new art forms, new ways of telling stories.
And new solutions to all sorts of problems.
Exactly. The possibilities are huge. But, we were talking earlier about the risks of using AI too much.
Right. Like, could we lose something important if we rely on automated content all the time?
That's a really good point. And it's something to think about. Because while AI can be super efficient and has all this potential, we have to remember that at the end of the day, it's just a tool.
Yep.
It can make our creative voices louder, but it shouldn't replace them completely.
So we need to find that balance, right?
Yes.
Using the power of AI, but also keeping that human element that makes art and stories so special.
Exactly. We don't want to become too dependent on AI for creating, or we might lose those unique perspectives, those emotional nuances.
Right, and the things that make human expression so interesting.
It's like comparing a handwritten letter to a mass email. The email's fast and gets the information across, but
it doesn't have the same feeling.
Yeah, that personal touch, the depth that the letter has.
That makes you feel something.
That's what really connects us and makes content memorable.
So even as AI gets better and better, we can't forget about human creativity.
Absolutely not. So we've explored the amazing things these technologies can do, but also how important it is to use them responsibly.
Yeah.
And to remember that human creativity is still so valuable.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, what are the key things you want our listeners to take away from all this?
I think the biggest thing to remember is that we're still in the early days of all this. Commerce media networks, clean rooms, generative AI, it's all just getting started.
Like we're only seeing the beginning.
Yeah, exactly. We're only starting to see what's possible. But as we go forward, it's important to be both excited and cautious.
Okay.
We need to embrace how AI can make our lives better, but also be aware of the potential risks and be ethical.
It's like we're sailing into uncharted territory.
I like that analogy.
We've got this incredible tech, but we have to steer carefully.
We need to make sure we're going in the right direction. And to do that, we need to talk to each other, work together, and not be afraid to ask those hard questions.
Yeah, absolutely.
We all need to be involved in making sure that these technologies help everyone.
This has been an incredible deep dive. I mean, commerce media networks, clean rooms, generative AI. It's amazing how it's all coming together to shape personalized experiences.
Yeah, it's been fun exploring all of this.
We talked about responsible innovation, how it's affecting the creative world.
So much to think about.
I hope everyone listening has enjoyed this journey as much as we have.
Me too. And as we wrap up, I want to leave everyone with this thought. The future of tech isn't set in stone. We all have a role in making sure it reflects our values, our hopes, and our humanity.
That's a great way to put it. Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive.
It's been a pleasure.
We'll be back soon with more explorations into the exciting world of tech. Until then, stay curious and let's keep this conversation going.